Want to know on how to play Pokémon Legends Arceus into your PC but you don't know how because Nintendo has taken down Yuzu and Ryujinx emulator? Then this video tutorial will teach you everything you need to get started. That is why we will be using Citron Emulator for this guide. To install Citron Emulator, we will need to open a web browser. So go to Google and just type in Citron Emulator and hit search. The first result will always be citron.emu.org, and that is their official website. And they have an important notice here that they do not condone any piracy of sort. So just click on an I understand, then go to the download latest version button. Click on that, and then you will be redirected into this part here. And all you have to do is just hover down right below and look for the version that you want to download. So there is a Citron for Android, and there is for Linux, and there is for Windows. So we'll be focusing more on the Windows installation. So we're just going to click on this file here to download it. And it is now downloading. So it seems that their website is slow in downloading files. So I'm just going to close in this because I have already downloaded the first one already as an example. So I'm just going to click on the downloaded one. So this will be the file that you will have. You can just drag and drop this to wherever you like, or open this and then just create a new folder, name it Citron Emulator, and then just select all the files that's inside, drag and drop them here, or copy and paste them here so that you will have a copy of Citron Emulator. So I'm just going to close the zip file now, and then we can now run Citron Emulator from here. So I'm just going to click on the Citron application here, double click on it, then I'm just going to go run anyway, and then it will now load up Citron Emulator. And if this is your first installation, your Citron Emulator will not look like mine because mine has fully been set up properly. Yours will look empty because it will need some certain files to be installed in it before it can play in the Switch games. So what are those files that you need to have into your Citron Emulator? So these are the files, the ones that I have highlighted here in my desktop. You will need to have Pokémon Legends Arceus, both the base game, which is in XCI file format, and also the updated file format, which is a small file. And also you will need to have, most importantly, is the Nintendo Switch firmware, which is version 19, and then Nintendo Switch keys, which is in version 19 too. So you will need to have all of these files here. So to get them, you will need to own legally. The most legal way to do this is that you own a Nintendo Switch console, which you have modded and have installed a custom firmware. Because if it has a custom firmware installed in it, that means that you have full access into your Nintendo Switch files, and you can just copy all of the firmware file of the Switch and the keys file of the Switch, and then you can transfer them into your PC. Now, in order if you get the game, there is no other way around this, but you should purchase the game legally, own the physical copy of the game wherein you have purchases from a physical store, or you have bought it physically. So once you have the physical copy of the game, then you can digitally back it up into an XCI or NSP file format, just like mine here. So for those who don't know how to mod their Switch, but own a physical copy of the Switch and the game, you own it, you own them, okay? So I will teach you guys on how to get these files here. So to get them, you will need to prepare your mobile phone and just scan this QR code here with your QR code reader so that you will be redirected to the page wherein you can get all of these files. Once you're on the site, be sure to follow all the instructions needed so that you can get all of these 4 files. So be sure to get all the files that have highlighted here. And once you have them, if you have them downloaded into your phone, be sure to transfer them into your PC via USB cable. So I'm just going to assume that you have done that and that you have these files now. So open Citron Emulator again. So we will now install the firmware files and the keys files of the Switch. To do this, just go to Citron, go to Tools, install decryption keys, and look for the latest firmware and key file, which is this too, or wherever you have put these files here into your PC. So mine, I have put created 2 folders, which is firmware and keys. So I'm going to go for the keys and then select product keys and hit open. And it will now install the decryption keys. Now the next step is to install the firmware. So just go to Tools, Install Firmware. And then also I have created a folder which is firmware. So just open that. So if you have not done this yet, create a new folder, name it firmware, open this zip file here and select all the files that's inside. Just drag and drop, copy and paste these files into this folder here so that you'll have a copy of the firmware now. So once you've done that, just head back, go back and select the entirety of folder, which is firmware, and select folder, and it will now install the firmware files of the Switch now into your Citron Emulator. So your Citron Emulator is now capable of detecting and playing Switch games. Now, to update your Pokémon Legends Arceus to the latest version, which is version 1.1.1, to do that is just go to File, Install Files to NAND, and then all you have to do is just locate the update file of Pokémon Legends Arceus, or whatever you have put the file in. So I'm just going to click on that Pokémon Legends Arceus for the game, and here it is. It is 91 MB file size, and I'm just going to select on that and hit open, and it has been checked here. So click install so that it will install the update. And once you have done that, your Pokémon Legends Arceus is now fully updated. So the next step now is to optimize our Citron Emulator so that it will fix the graphical glitches or sound issues into your playthrough or any crashes into your playthrough. So to do this is just go to Emulation and go to Configure. And in this part, just be sure to pause the video and copy every setting that you see here. So these are my settings for the General tab. Now I'm going to go to the System. You can change this to whatever you like here, but in the core section, you should put that as it is. In CPU, it is set into auto, and in graphics, this is the most important part of the setting, so be sure to copy every setting that you see here. So we'll be using a Vulkan API, and we should have a graphics card, at least a GTX 1060, to run Nintendo Switch games smoothly, and these are the settings that you'll need to follow. So also, if you have a lower end of a PC, you just need to change the resolution here into 1x resolution because this is the base resolution of the Switch. But for me, since I have a powerful graphics card and a CPU, I'm going for a 2x resolution. I can also go for 4K resolution, but for me, 2x resolution is the best because this is my monitor size. So that's what I'm going to choose. And the FSR sharpness, you can change this to 100% if you want, but for me, it's an 88%. Now, once you're done here, go to Advanced. Again, pause the video and copy every setting that you see from here. Once you're done, go to Audio. These are really simple settings. You can change this to whatever you like, but be sure to you can change the volume to whatever you like, but the output engine and the sound output mode should be as is as you see here. So be sure to copy them. Go to Controls. If you have an Xbox controller, PlayStation controller, or a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, you can connect them here and then map them up according to liking. So I have connected my Nintendo Switch Pro controller here, and I have set mine with a dead zone of 20% so that it will fix the drifting into your controller if you're having some issues. So be sure to change the dead zone for both left and right sticks into 20%. Once you're done, hit OK, and then your Citron Emulator is now fully optimized to run and play any Nintendo Switch games such as Pokémon Legends Arceus. So a little bit of disclaimer, we all know that Nintendo is really strict on this, especially on the Nintendo Switch emulation scene. That's why I can't show you any gameplay at all. So sorry, I can't show you any gameplay because my videos will be taken down, just like how Nintendo has taken down Yuzu Emulator and Ryujinx Emulator. They're the very first Nintendo Switch emulator, and they are gone now. Citron is a new and updated fork for those emulator, and this emulator works perfectly if you have followed all the steps that I've shown you. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of this game, then just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to answer all of them as fast as I can. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and goodbye for now.